Okay, let me just check if I have all the music off before I start talking. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the United Way for your latest Manchester United news. Glazers out by spring? Question mark. Declan Rice hints transfer. Transfer move, and Ten Hag injury boost because Manchester United play next Wednesday in a little friendly. But again, it's Manchester United back to their best playing football. Obviously, before we get stuck into the video, or to the news, I wouldn't say big news yet. Hope you're all enjoying the World Cup so far. I hope you're all enjoying the World Cup. It's hard to believe it's going to be over in 17 days. 17 days, the World Cup is going to be done, and Manchester United will be back playing then very, 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 very soon. But obviously we haven't done much content on this in a while, so I'm not expecting the views to go mad yet. But let's get stuck into this. Ooh, good luck. Let's get stuck into this. So we'll start off talking about and also a Rashford contract extension. Will that happen? We'll talk a bit about that anyways. But I want to talk about Rashford first, and then Bruno Fernandes. Is he going to ruling out and move to Real Madrid? So I don't think we're ever going to see Bruno leave us to go anywhere else. To be stupid of him to do that. We like Bruno. We don't want him to leave, obviously. Listen, if Bruno was to leave, I'd want us to get a lot of money for him. And he's not going anywhere, we know that. But I'd want us to earn at least 100 and something million for Bruno. I really, really would. I feel like it'd be unrealistic for us to get rid of Bruno. I don't think we will get rid of Bruno. I think Bruno's in good hands. Listen, as far as Bruno's concerned, he's happy at Manchester United. He's always putting a shift in. I know his performances can be a bit all over the place. I do know that, but I don't know. I'm watching Bruno at Portugal, and I'm literally I cannot wait to get him back. You know what I mean? I can't wait to get Bruno Fernandes back. But anyways, we'll start off talking about Marcus Rashford. Manchester United intend to activate the 1-year option on Marcus Rashford's contract. United also want to reward him for his current form by offering him a new long-term contract. Rashford's priority is to stay at the club. So, again, that's always a good sign to know that he wants to stay at the club. Do we wait? Do we wait until after the World Cup to see? Because we all know, we fell into the trap many a time. And I feel like if we fall into it one more time, hold on a sec. Just want to check if my connection's alright. Is my internet alright? Because I don't want to be talking on the internet. Because I feel like I'm lagging here. I'm just looking at here over the screen. It is lagging. Hold on. Typical. It's been a while since I feel like no. Okay. I think we're alright. We're alright. Just let me know if everything's looking alright. Because I don't want to be lagging. Right. Right. So, do we wait until the summer to extend that Rashford contract, do we wait until after the World Cup? Because, as I said, we fell into many traps where we've had big competitions coming up, and players have gotten injured, or players have gotten, players have came back and played rubbish for us. The Law is performing well, but he's on the bench at Portugal most games. I don't think he's gotten a minute so far in the World Cup. Bruno, obviously, as you'd expect, getting minutes. Casemiro, Anthony, he's getting minutes more than the Law anyway. Rashford again, I think he's probably England's best performer so far in the World Cup. Obviously, you have Bellingham and Saka and Foden and Declan Rice, and they have top quality players. But I think Rashford's England's top goal scorer so far in the World Cup. Again, that could change. There's a lot of players performing well at the World Cup. And listen, as United fans, it's always nice to see a club that you support. The players doing well. Obviously, I'm not an England fan. Obviously, as you can hear by my voice, but he deserves the new contract. Rashford deserves the new contract. He does. He deserves the new contract. 100%. Like I can't sit here and say he doesn't when he does. He's playing well. He was playing well for Manchester United before World Cup break. He's playing brilliant for England. Has 3 goals in his locker. Got a brace the other night against Wales, and then one against Iran when he came on as a sub. Which is always nice to see. We're looking at Cody Gakpo as well. So another player who's performing well in the World Cup. Do we want to sign a player that's playing well in the World Cup? Could he be playing well for a reason? Because it's the World Cup. That's always the big question mark. But I don't know. Maybe that could be the case. But I don't know. You never know with football. If you get Gakpo, then that means Sancho's going to go. I think if we get Cody Gakpo, Sancho's going to go. Rashford's doing well, obviously. So, I think. Listen, when Sancho's in form, he's good. He's good, but when Sancho's poor, again, Sancho's poor. But I think the big question is will we see the Glazers? We'll move on to the Glazers. If the Glazers sell, which is not certain, a deal is likely to be done by spring. Now, I don't like that. If the Glazers sell, and I don't like which is not certain, I think the 2 words are the spoils I really hate. And, that's why, Glazers out by spring is the question mark. You know what I mean? Because, it's a question mark. It's not saying the Glazers will be. It's a question mark. It's an answer you have to give me, and it's an answer no one has. Honestly, no one has the answer to the Glazers. 1 minute we're getting told, it's going to be sold. Gone. We're going to be sold. There's no doubts about it. We're going to be sold. Manchester United will have a good club again. We'll have owners that will love the club and cherish the club and do what they will for the club. And I don't know. If the Glazers sell, a deal is likely to be done by spring, and we all want the Glazers out by January. We want the Glazers gone by January, but that's a big ask. Because then obviously then you have to have an owner to come in and to bid, and do the club accept that bid? Do the club want that bid? It's honestly hard to know what'll happen. But if the Glazers then don't, you have to sell. They're selling. They have to sell 100% because There's no point putting out a big statement that you're going to sell the club. You know, like it was a big statement. We all seen the statement. I don't remember much of it, but it was a statement. But released by Manchester United and the Glazers themselves. The Glazer talked to someone from BBC, and then obviously typical Glazer ignores them and tries to ignore. Yeah, he answered probably one question, one about the Glazers selling the club and one about Ronaldo, so that's two. And then obviously, the Glazers, true thoughts. The true thoughts, as we know. There's I don't know. I mean, I don't get a good feeling about. But I get a good feel that we're selling the club. I mean, what they've been owners for 17 years now. Probably but they bought the club in 2005. 17 years now the Glazers owned the club, and it's probably been the longest. Honestly, it feels like they've owned us. It feels like the Glazers owned Manchester United 100 years, and that's honestly me being brutally honest. Which it feels like the Glazers just don't really take much interest in the club, and that's why they're gone. But the problem is the big problem, which is always around Man United and owners, is when the Glazers eventually leave, which they might be leaving soon, fingers crossed. Who do we bring in? Will Jim Ratcliffe come in? Will Saudi Arabia owners come in? Dubai. Will we get billionaires, trillionaires, millionaires? Are we gonna get a big some with money and someone that honestly, I don't mind someone buying the club you can have all the money in the world, but as long as you care. As long as you care about the club that's you're running and the club that many people love and many people support and all that, but you have to take interest in more. You have to take interest in what's around and what's needed, because Old Trafford, it needs a lot done. The training ground needs a lot done. The women's Man United team, the youth under 20, everything needs to be changed at the club. Literally everything. I mean, will the new owners want to, I don't know, upgrade Old Trafford? Will they want to knock it down and make another stadium like Tottenham did to White Hart Lane? Obviously, current owners, but will we get? I mean, I think Old Trafford it's like it's been theirs for years and has a lot of history to it. A lot of history to it. I mean, we're a historic club. We've broken records, we've made records. We have our own kind of record that, but lots of things can't be broken, which is winning the treble, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup. That's the main treble. Don't come to me. Don't come to me with your Premier League, your FA Cup and Carabao Cup. I'm not having it. Or your Carabao Cup or Conference League. Unfortunately, that's what it's a record that has to be broke when the treble. And if the team wins the treble, the same treble that Man United, or if we win the quadruple, then you can have yourself, top dog. And you still are top dog if you come in a trophy. But I don't know. I'm just worried who will come in. I'm just worried that who's going to come in. I don't want to be sitting here in 17 years' time, or whatever, or in 5 years' time saying the club's a mess again. I want to be saying in 5 years' time or less. I want to be saying by this time next year we're doing so well. We haven't done better. That's what I want. That's what we need. That's what we need. It's what's needed. It's what we cherish. I mean, Manchester United, someone slags them, you're like, hold on a sec. It's like the Glazers are bullying the club, and we're not happy with them. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. The big question I always have is, I mean, I'd like Jim Ratcliffe to come in. I'd like Jim Ratcliffe to come in. Then other people are like, oh, why don't you bring in billionaires they have money? Yeah, I don't mind them having money, but will they spend the money? It's all about having all the money in the world when you don't spend it. You know what I mean? That's what happens to rich people. And then you have people like, but then that'll ruin Manchester United, it'll ruin our history, it'll ruin, everything, I mean, we slag Man City, call them oil club, but, do we want to be an oil club? Honestly, I think it's the way to go these days. PSG have money, City have money, Liverpool, they're going to take in big owners. You might say they won't, but if someone comes here at them with money, they ain't going to say no. They ain't going to hesitate. They're going to go, oh yeah, money? Much? About 100 billion. Come on in, my friend. Do what you need. Unlike United, you have fans, I don't really want to then next of all someone comes in with money and then they're like, oh, I like this guy, I want this guy at my club. You know what I mean? It's simple. You can say no, and then when it happens, you're like, I agree. But listen, obviously, it ain't the biggest news. But yeah, we'll move on anyways to talk about Bruno Fernandes. Real Madrid are interested in signing Man United midfielder Bruno Fernandes, and I'm watching him closely at the World Cup. But Bruno Fernandes feels satisfied and complete at Manchester United. He's focused on objectives at Man United despite Real Madrid's interest. Our Portuguese Magnifico Bruno Fernandes ain't going anywhere. Honestly, he's such a great player. His forms can be a bit all over the place. He can be a bit of an annoying, agitating, whatever. He can be an annoying player. But we still love Bruno Fernandes because he's performed so well in the World Cup, and if he can come back and bring that performance with him, bring these good performances to Manchester United alongside the other Manchester United players in the World Cup that are playing well, bring that back and spread the love. But yeah, so we have Tom Heaton is hopeful of returning from a knee injury in the time for Man United's warm weather training camp in Spain next week. Looking forward to that. Brandon Williams is expected to travel to Cadiz with the rest of the Man United squad, having recovered from a long-term injury that has kept him sidelined since July. And also, Axel Tuanzebe is aiming to return from injury for the resumption of the Premier League season this month. I'd like to see what Brandon Williams can do, but I don't think he's going to be good enough for Manchester United. I think it'd be best we get him out. Tuanzebe did pretty well under Solskjaer. But I don't think he wouldn't be my cup of tea, Tuanzebe. But anyway, Declan Rice has praised Rashford, as you do. We all like to praise Rashford. I knew that was going to be here. Oh my God, stop saying that. Honestly, I hate them fuckers in the chat. So Marcus Rashford is one of the standout people. This is what Declan Rice said. I was so surprised by it. I knew we had a tough year last year, and now seeing him on the biggest stage, it's making him on the team happy. The Golden Boot, there's no reason why he can't. So imagine Rashford winning the Golden Boot. Honestly, I'd love that for Rashford. I really would love that for Rashford. He's such a great player, Marcus Rashford. Rashford on his day can be good. Do you know what I mean? Declan Rice said something about he wants to play Champions League football. Obviously, we're not in Champions League football. Manchester United aren't in Champions League football. We're in European football, but we're not. We're in the Europa League. It's honestly, you have Conference League, Europa League, Champions League. There's a big step from your Conference League, Champions League. You know what I mean? Rahul says Rashford good, but the contract thing don't make sense. Yeah, no, I think he deserves it, but what Manchester United intend to activate the one-year option on Marcus Rashford's contract. United also want to reward him for his current form by offering him a new long-term contract. Rashford's priorities is at the club. I don't get the first part, but I think he deserves the contract. But I think the main question is, do we give it to him now or do we wait? That's the big question. Do we give it to him now? Do we wait? What's the story? What do we do? But listen, it doesn't matter what we say. I think he's going to get the contract extension anyway. So, but yeah, listen, I'd love Declan Rice at Manchester United. He was praising Rashford. He's always said, I think Manchester United has always been the club he's supported. Rashford, Rashford, I'm distracted. Declan Rice. The thing is about Declan Rice is, I mean, he's always support Manchester United. He's like, I think he supported Manchester United when he was a kid. I think I was watching the thing Mark Noble, and he also said if he's going to go to club, West Ham was he was going to go. Jesus, I can't even speak because I'm focused on comments. Mark Noble said if he was going to leave West Ham to go to any other club, it'd be to Manchester United. Declan Rice supported Manchester United when he was a kid. I think, we'd like to go to Manchester United. But the problem is with Declan Rice, he is English, English tax, England players get overhyped, overpriced, and they call £150 million or something they wanted for him in January and the summer. No thanks. We have to wait. Obviously, this is about Rashford. We have to wait. How can we judge so early? Yeah, I mean, listen, he's having a good World Cup so far, and but I mean, Rahul, we've all seen it. We've seen it with Harry Maguire in the Euros last year, didn't we? He played well. Honestly, he played very well. I was literally like, I cannot wait for this man to come back. Maguire came back, and same old Maguire, he played shit. I like where Rashford's performing. In fairness, he has had good performances at Manchester United as well, but I think he deserves a contract. I do, but I think Ten Hag probably has the same thing like every United fan. We give it to him, but I want to see what we can do. I honestly think he's going to stay. Even if he has a shit time at the club, he's still going to stay. I mean, we're interested in signing Cody Gakpo. We're interested in signing Rafael Leao, Felix, Jonathan David, Frimpong, Declan Rice. We're interested in signing a lot of players. So listen, God knows what could happen. I mean, for all we know, Sancho, who's playing poor at the moment, obviously we haven't seen him play. We really hope he gets back to himself, honestly, because Sancho can be a good player. I mean, we waited nearly 2 years to sign him, so that's the thing. Rashford could be leaving us next summer. Really, Sancho could be the one staying. God knows. I remember that as well, actually. Yeah, we only recently announced we won't be giving away contracts at the time. Yeah, no, that was the one, yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I think I actually did a show about that as well. I'm not too sure. But I remember, anyways, if I did, I didn't. I mean, I think we'll wait until after the World Cup. I don't think we get it now. I don't think he's going to get it in January. I don't think, February or March, you get it around that time, because the last thing you want is a team coming in and really, with the release clause or whatever Rashford has, and then he goes. Because then if he goes, then we could be like, shit, we're short, and then Gakpo could go to maybe Liverpool, or he could want to stay at PSV. So I do think we'll give it to him, but we're not going to give it to him, tomorrow or next week. Ten Hag. But then again, I mean, then the big question is if we're interested in signing Cody Gakpo. So if we bring in Cody Gakpo, who are we going to focus on? Honestly, if we bring in Cody Gakpo, Rashford or Sancho is going to go. You can't have three good players that want game time. They are internationals. Sancho obviously hasn't kind of, impressed in Gareth Southgate and many other fans to go to the World Cup. Rashford has impressed Southgate. I think he's playing well now, but listen, as I said, Harry Maguire played well in the Euros last year, and he came back and was shit. Luke Shaw played well at the Euros last year, came back was shit. Fairness to Luke Shaw. In fairness to Luke Shaw, though, he has performed very, very well since, first two games against Brighton, Brentford, I was like, Luke Shaw is shit. I think the City game when we got slapped, I was like, Luke Shaw actually came on and did well. I was like, I think Luke Shaw played ever since then. Do you think Gakpo and Rashford both starting them both together? No. I don't think you have Gakpo on the left, Rashford on the right. That'd be bad. I think you're going to start one or the other. I mean, listen, we wanted to get Gakpo in the summer, but we got Anthony instead. I don't know. I mean, listen, they're both, Rashford and Gakpo, both performing well, but we've signed many players that have had a great World Cup or a great Euros, and you came to us and have been crap. So it's kind of like we have that course that we sign players that play well on international break, World Cup break, whatever big Europe international competition it is. Yeah, then they come to us and play bad. You know what I mean? I think the pie's maybe been more. We've so many players in the past. So yeah, if we are starting one or the other bet, if we are starting one or the other begs the question, why not going for an out and out? Yeah, exactly. You know what? Honestly, no. Honestly, you're right. You're right. Go for a strike. Honestly, I think it's left wing probably would have been our main priority, or maybe midfield. Midfield's always going to be our main priority anyway. So I think, but strikers our main priority. If we still had Cristiano Ronaldo, I'd be like, all right then, fair enough. We have Ronaldo and Martial, but as I said, you can never rely on Martial to stay fit, and you can never rely on Cristiano Ronaldo to play nearly 2 to 3 games a week. Ronaldo's gone. He hasn't got. He's not a headache for Ten Hag now. Martial, can he stay fit between when do we play again? Well, we play next week in a friendly against Cadiz, the 7th. Can he stay fit between then and the summer? So can he stay fit between the 7th of December all the way up until the end of May? Can he stay fit between now and then? Honestly, I don't think so. So I mean, I don't listen. I still think I don't think Ronaldo would have went anywhere. I don't think he would have did that interview with Chris Morgan if the World Cup didn't happen around this time. Would have maybe we still have had Ronaldo. Just God knows what could happen. Yeah, exactly. If Martial gets injured, we're basically screwed. Yeah, there isn't. I mean, I've said it before. You can't play Rashford. Rashford's a great player. Rashford's a great player, right? But you put Rashford striker. It's honestly like throwing a toddler into a maths test. It's like honestly throwing a baby into secondary school or college, whatever. He's lost. Rashford has speed, but Rashford's our striker. When Ronaldo. But yeah, I mean, Rashford on the wing, because when Ronaldo and Martial aren't fit. Well, if Martial isn't fit, it was always going to be Rashford striker. If he goes mad and puts Bruno centre forward and Eriksen calm, or the match shit like Ten Hag did against Brighton the first game. Bruno centre forward, Eriksen was calm, was pretty crap bullshit, typical. So yeah, Rashford and striker. There's no creativity up top on Rashford striker, but when you have Rashford on the flanks, there's creativity. Yeah, exactly. Go for a striker, but whoever he signs, we'll back Ten Hag. Exactly. I mean, and I think Ten Hag has proved himself, and I think Ten Hag has proved to us all. Like we doubted him over Anthony, we doubted him over Casemiro, we doubted him over Alasia, we doubted him over Lisandro Martinez, and he's proved us wrong, as per usual. Ten Hag has proved us wrong. He's turned around, and he's kind of said to us, he's doubted me over this man, that man, and blah 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 blah. But you're doubting me over the wrong man. He's proved us wrong on many occasions. I haven't turned around and said, Ten Hag has proved us right here. Lisandro Martinez, I was a bit doubtful. Casemiro, I didn't know what was going on. The signings that we got, I was like, he's proved, Ten Hag has proved us wrong. He's proved us wrong. And Ten Hag could want to bring in Tadic from Ajax. Ten Hag could want to bring in Jonathan David. Ten Hag could want to bring in Osimhen. Ten Hag could want to bring in Harry Kane. Ten Hag could want to bring in a young Benjamin Sesko. Ten Hag could want to bring in any young striker, you name it, striker that I've never heard about. You'd be like, here was this guy, wonder who he is, and he could come in and be the best thing since sliced bread. Well, the thing is, Rahul, I mean, I was talking about it there, and I mean, obviously you have on Instagram, people always talk about that, but seen there by Sistoni, which is Simon Stone. If the Glazers sell, which is uncertain, a deal is likely to be done by the spring. So if the Glazers sell, which is uncertain, a deal is likely to be done by spring. But the thing is, we want the Glazers out now. We don't want them in this January. We don't want them next summer. We don't want them this time next year. We want the Glazers gone. We want someone to come in, Ratcliffe, anyone that has money and that will care about the club and what Rumours like, certain Glazer. Well then, I'll be happy. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to be sitting here this time next year and saying, why the Glazers still here? But they put out a statement. So they can't back, surely they can't, back out of that, putting out a big statement and then they're like, do you know what? No, we're going to stay. We're not going to go anywhere. I don't think you can do that. Hopefully not. Exactly. We need someone, but it has to be the right man. Exactly. Same with striker. Obviously I know we're talking about the Glazers, but same with the striker role. We need the right man. Same with, when we sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we were like, we need the right man to replace Solskjaer. I feel like we have the right man, so let's stick by him. We got slapped many games and we still stuck by Ten Hag, and he came out and did well. So we realised that we have to back him, as always. Striker, we need to back whoever, just the man that replaces Cristiano Ronaldo. Then we have to back the people that, not back, but we have to make sure the people that take over Manchester United are the right ones, are the real deal, are the ones that I can turn around and be like, well, I mean, do we want owners like City have? Do we want owners like Newcastle have? Do we want owners like PSG have? Do we want owners like, I don't know, throw something at me? Yeah, do we want owners like PSG, Newcastle, or Man City? Or do we want a Sir Ratcliffe? Yeah, geez, look, only speaking of him. Jim Ratcliffe is a good man, but good people don't win in the modern day. Unfortunately, we need money. Exactly. I mean, is that the way to go these days? Do we have to go for owners like the ones City have, the ones Newcastle have, the ones PSG have? Is that the way to go? I mean, Liverpool are, seem to be getting owners themselves. So is that the way to go? Do we have no choice to go with? Do we have no choice to go with the big bucks? Honestly, I know some people like might ruin the legacy, might ruin the history, might ruin blah blah blah, bollock bull. Is it the way to go though? Is it the way to go? Exactly. I mean, I said that at the start. If we don't, yeah, it is, and it's the way to go. It is. It's the way to go. I feel like if we don't go for billionaires, trillionaires, we be pretty struggling. I mean, like Newcastle are creeping up. They're doing well, so I mean, but then do we go for? Say if we don't get Ratcliffe, say if he's like, no. Do we go for the boy, Saudi Arabia? Do we go for? Do we go foreign owners? That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Because it's hard to know who to go for and where to go, honest. And that's the big boy question these days. But the main question I always have is, I hope will we get the Glazers 2.0. Jim Ratcliffe can care for the club, but if he doesn't have the money, how can he help us? Yeah, no, I mean, you can't buy players with love. You can't buy the club with love. I don't want anyone to buy us through a loan. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's best. What Apple wanted to buy us. It's rumor. I remember last week there was a big rumor Apple wanted to buy Manchester United. I'm not sure what happens about that. Oi Trafford is what the name would have been. You would have had no notepads, no copybook to write down your tactics. You would have had basically a big motherfucker iPad. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have had, the big sign, saying the subs and how many minutes. You would have had a big tablet. You would have had Siri naming out, giving us additional time. You would have had Siri. You would have had Siri. Really, number 10, Marcus Rashford is being replaced by, I don't know, number 25, Jadon Sancho. You know what I mean? Saudi is not the only option. Apple was a good choice, so it doesn't have to be only oil money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying go Saudi. Like, I'm saying, Saudi. I think it's best we stay away from Saudi though. I'd honestly like Apple. I know, as I said, we'd be called Oi Trafford. Oi Trafford would have been the name. Could you imagine that, Oi Trafford? Anyone know it's only a joke, but imagine like Oi Trafford. Obviously, would you have had? I'd like Apple to buy us, but that's kind of gotten a bit quiet. I mean, listen, you're going to get a lot of people wanting to buy us. I mean, American owners want to buy us still. I don't want the American owners to buy us. Honestly, I just don't. Really, really don't. I don't want the family buying us. I want a single man. Do you know what I mean? I can't be having that owners, because the Glazer family, that ain't good. So you want the one-man band, basically. But then obviously Apple aren't a one-man band. But I don't care. Just bring in someone. I don't mind Old Trafford if they sign Mbappe every summer. Yeah, yeah. I would not mind that in the slightest. Imagine getting Mbappe at the club. Jesus, man, that'd be the best. But, Mbappe could he buy the club himself? He seems to be getting that much money at Paris Saint-Germain. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're new. It'd be much appreciated. Obviously, there's not that much content to talk about, but the content, the news we think, the news we go. But no, I mean, that's the thing. I think Apple is the way to go, but you have other people wanting to boys. You're going to get this over and over and over and over and over and over and over. 1 minute you're going to get Worry News, Glazers. Aren't going to sell us. Do you want to be going anytime soon? Partial sell, whatever. And then 1 minute you're going to get Ratcliffe. Then 1 minute you're going to get Apple. Then 1 minute you're going to get American Family. Then 1 minute you're going to get Saudi Arabia want to buy us. Then 1 minute you're going to get Amazon wanting to buy us. 1 minute you're going to get Elon Musk want to buy us. You know what I mean? 1 minute you're going to get Conor McGregor wants to buy us. You know what I mean? Jeez, I mean, Ronaldo could buy the club and sell Ten Hag or sack Ten Hag. That won't happen. But don't be surprised by I wouldn't listen to the shite that they say in the news these days. Anyways, I wouldn't, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and I've seen many. I mean, Ratcliffe was meant to put a bid in from the club for the club last week. What happened there? You know what I mean? Haven't heard about that since probably this day last week. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bullshit news happening around the club, and you're gonna get more. But will we get Old Trafford? Will I be sitting here saying welcome back to, will Bree? Will the Red Devil? Will that be gone? Will this devil thing be gone? And will we get Apple there? You know what I mean? You don't know. I mean, we need to start the rebuild with our centre backs, in my opinion. Well, with Ronaldo gone, Rahul, I can honestly, I do agree with you. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't, because I do. Martinez is good in that, but he needs Varane's still too injury prone. Lindelof is injury prone. Maguire's just shit. Tonzebe, might as well get him going. Phil Jones, honestly, he's just getting paid for sitting on his hole. Not even sure he turns up for training sessions anymore, but he's just a part-timer. But honestly, I think I can see us starting from striker down. I thought we were going to go defenders up, but I think we're going to be going striker down. Honestly, that's what I think it'll be at the moment. But that could change. Honestly, I don't mind, but I do agree with you saying that we should start with striker. Um, oh, from centre backs up, I do agree with you that. But yeah, at least the wage bill is cleared by 10%. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Um, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah, I mean, he honestly he left us without getting any money. You could have left us and got like 14, 15 mil, I think. Yeah. So he left. He walked away empty-handed. Wage bill clear 10%. All that kind of stuff. I mean, I think what there's a match on now. What there's two matches on there, wasn't there? Morocco, Canada, and then you have Belgium, Croatia. So it's gonna be a good game. No watch alongs tonight on Football Scientists, by the way, unless Leo maybe wants to do it himself. Obviously, I won't be good. There'll be no, there'll be no watch alongs for the United games. Obviously, there will be for Premier League, Carabao Cup, but if no point saying it, there won't be watch alongs for the friendly games that are happening next week and the week after next. But obviously, the first watch along back will be Burnley against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. I'm not going to do well. That could change, but I'm not going to do a watch along. I think we play Nottingham Forest on the 27th of December. I'm not going to do a watch along then because it's Christmas time and spend family time and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean that could change. A lot of big stuff on the way. New Year's coming, new plans, all that kind of good stuff as well. So I'm looking forward to that. New year, new plans. The channel will be officially a year old in January. Jesus, yeah. Whoa. Anyways, yeah, I was just saying that at the start as well, right? It's good to see United players do well in international duty. Hopefully, they can bring these good performances back to Manchester United and up their game even 10 times more. Do you know what I mean? If they bring that good performance, if they bring these performances back and maybe add on to that, we should be looking good for top four. But again, signings are needed to be made, owners are need to be gone, owners are need to be brought in, all that kind of stuff. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, hit that subscribe button, follow our socials, link in the description, and we'll speak to you all in a bit. Have a good one, have a good day, and happy 4th of December. Peace.